Hello again, Lockpicking Paul here, and this is a video that has snuck up on me. So back in June, so it's a little over 3 months ago, I started this channel, and I didn't really know where it was going, or even if I would run out of steam. I didn't know how many videos I'd end up making, and taking stock in the last week, I noticed that I was nearly at 500 subscribers, and I'd done 100 videos. So today we got to 500, and crikey, hadn't expected that in a little over 3 months. So very humbled and very, very grateful for all of the subs, the vastly positive comments, the encouragement, and just how nice the locksport community is. What a great bunch of people, and how very welcoming. And watching other channels, you realize that it's very much the theme that you when you get to a milestone, you should be doing some giveaways, doing what you can to encourage others, and this this is no exception. Now, one of the things I wanted to do with this was do a giveaway as a bit of a thank you, but also be able to send it anywhere in the world. Now, there are some limitations on that. Postage is it's expensive, so I've got to keep this to sort of 500 grams, half a kilo. And what I've got in front of me is just a few grams under 500 grams. It should allow me to pretty much send it everywhere. I was looking at the subscriber list, and there are people in Indonesia, India, Australia, America, Canada, all across Europe, Israel. I'm just blown away by the breadth of people who are watching my videos, really. And if anyone's getting anything from it, and it kind of indicates that they are, then I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with that. So what I thought I'd do is I took a look back through my videos, and I sort of wanted to really get to reflect what the channel's about. For me, Locksport is a very broad church. I'm a big fan of all entry methods, not just lockpicking, but bypassing and different types of locking mechanisms as well. These really interest me. So I wanted to put together something which would sort of perhaps help someone explore a little bit more than your average pin tumbler, and maybe give some access to some locks that are very common here in the UK, but maybe not elsewhere in the world. So I just want to run through a few of these things, and there should be something here for most people that they would find interesting and or useful. So from the lock side of things, we'll start here, which is it's an ABUS T6540. It's an aluminium padlock with a plastic cover on it. It's a 5-pin. It's not terribly difficult, although harder than you might think. A bit more fiddly. You've got to be quite gentle with it to get it open. But no massive challenge, but a really good beginner's padlock. Then we've got next on the list. It's an Isao 5-pin Euro cylinder, and if you're American and you get this, picking pins down. That's how they're installed in the UK and across Europe. That'll be a bit different. It's chock full of spools, gives tremendous feedback, very clicky. It's a real pleasure to pick. It's just a really nice upper end beginner lock, if you like. And certainly one of the first locks I learned to pick, and I go back to them every so often if I'm having a bad day and the locks aren't opening. These are the locks I turn to just to get a bit of confidence back, give yourself a little boost. They're great for that. Then, horse of a different colour. I've picked one of these on the channel before. This is a Yale Superior. It's a 1-star kite mark lock. All of the key pins are torpedo key pins. and all of the drivers are serrated, and it's a 6-pin lock. Certainly when I was starting out, I found these things very hard. Now, not so much. They're quite straightforward. I certainly don't. I take them seriously, because unless you concentrate, you won't get them open. But that is it's a good lock, good intermediate lock for assessing if you're making progress or not. Works beautifully. Got a couple of keys with it. Then we've got this, which is a cam lock, tubular lock. It's a really nice lock. Gives really good feedback, good quality lock. And what I've done with that is I made some tools to go with it. So this is the low profile tensioner. Again, I show this on one of my other videos. And that just slots in the top there and binds against the body, but it sits low down on the lock, so it's really quite stable. So if you don't have a tubular tensioner, that does the job. I've also got this, which is a curved tubular probe. So what this does is it allows you to curve underneath any tensioner that you're using. Rather than having to pick directly down on the pins, you can go in from an angle and still get access to the pins to pick it. So that's a very useful tool, and most people probably won't have one of those unless you make it. There's that. That lock. Then there's this, which is, there's another video on this, and it's a Euro thumb turn bypass tool. Very thin, but really quite rigid. This allows you to reach into the keyway, grab the cam, turn the thumb turn without actually turning the lock cylinder itself. It won't work on every thumb turn lock, but it will work on more than you think. It's probably a good 30% of locks I've tried, this will open. Good fun thing. And then we've got, cover this one first. This is a Brady slider lock tensioner, because Brady's aren't difficult to pick, but they are murderously difficult to tension. And this slots into between the first and the second bank of sliders, and it allows you to keep tension on the lock and not get in the way, and it won't bind on the lock body. With all these tools, there are videos that show me either using them or certainly talking about them. I think in most cases I've picked a lock with most of these tools here. What else do we have? Right, a couple of multi-purpose tools. First of all, there's this, and it's a bolt tensioner for a lever lock. You insert it through the lever keyway up into the bolt and apply tension. There's a shorter end and a longer end, but this also doubles as a traveller's hook. So you slot it down. This traveller's hook's open, front opening latch door. So latch lloyding is the technique. You slot it down, find the latch, push it in, and it should pop the door open. There's a video on that as well. So very handy. And so these are all stainless steel, 1.6mm spring wire, these tools. This is again a multi-purpose tool. So this is my version of an overlifter for lever locks. So you can either use it on its own, push it into the lever lock, that will engage with the bolt, and you can just give it a jiggle and a move, a bit like raking, but for lever locks. There's a good video on me throwing the bolt just on its own. But if you've got more extreme bitting on the levers, then what you can do is insert this in the bottom of the keyway, tension the bolt, and then put the overlifter in and work the back of the levers. That will open more locks, to be honest. This can also be used upside down on rim dead latches. That's very much an old English style of lock, where you've got two levers, one at the top, one at the bottom. You just slot it in the lock, push down and twist, and it will pull the bolt back. I've done that with rim dead latches, and I think it was an 1890s military campaign chest which had a similar kind of lock on it. So it's surprisingly versatile tools. And of course you could always use the other end of this as a traveler's hook. So good things to go and explore and experiment with. I've also got this Dangerfield leather case, and the only reason I'm including that is all the tools slot into the leather case and it keeps them protected, so I'll throw that in as well. Okay, so what do you have to do to get the goodies? I don't want much. I'm not looking for videos to be made or anything like that. What I would like is, could you put a comment on this video's thread? That'll tell me who you are. Then take a look, well, before you put the comment on, take a look at the longer videos, so not the shorts on my channel, but the regular videos. Find the one you like the most, and then state in your comment which video it is that you like and why you like it. And the reason for this is I'm just trying to understand a little bit more about the subscribers on the channel. And that's the other requirement. You need to be a subscriber to be entered. Once you've done the message, I'll get a notification. And if I click the little heart symbol, that means I've acknowledged who you are, and I'll add you to the list. And then in about 3 weeks, I will do a draw. There'll be a follow-up video, so you'll need to keep your eyes out for that. I'll do the draw. See if I can do it as a live, actually, just to prove it's me not trying to game the system or anything. And if you see your name come up, drop me an email. My email's on the channel. You can find it, and with your shipping details, and I'll send the package out to you. The only thing I would say about sending it to far-flung regions is that if I send it with tracking, it doubles the price. So we're all going to have to take a bit of a gamble on it and hope it gets there. I haven't had any problems sending regular airmail without tracking, but it's the most cost-effective way to actually get something to the other side of the planet if that's where it needs to go. So yeah, a little bit of fingers crossed, and hopefully it'll get there. But anyway, that's it for this video. And again, just incredibly sincere thanks to everybody who watches the channel and has subscribed and helped me get to this point in what is a shockingly short period of time. So yeah, thank you very, very much. And good luck to anyone who enters. Good luck with your picking. Cheers.